Yeah.
You've already got the lines are already gone. You're gonna fight, and
the feeling that you can't tell any extra stories from the outside world because came from school.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. The world was like, oh, you guys know all my stories already.
I think also because like me and Jess knew each other. We all like I'd met Lara before, but I think also like we knew each other, but we weren't like super close friends and stuff. But none of us really have a huge history with each other. Do you know what I mean?
No, I met all of you
it's kind
less
of
than
like
a year ago.
So every day's a new learning experience about this weirdo in the band.
There's no 10 years of history and, you know, whatever you did to me 10 years ago. Yep. There's none of that sort of thing in it, which is good.
Give it time.
Yeah.
But there's still heaps of that.
It's only been a year.
It's only been a year, and it feels like we've known each other like it's been
We've
longer.
done
It really
so
does
much.
But we can still surprise each other, like you said, with, did I ever tell you guys about that time that and none of us
and make up stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
And
That's
make
what I
up
was just thinking.
stuff.
Just make it up and make
I make everything up. That's all right. No,
there's nothing more awkward than you bullshit in a story and then you realise your mate next to you was there as well, and they're just looking at you like,
that's not what happened.
Must
that
kill
didn't
them.
happen. Yeah.
Yeah.
You just keep rolling with it. Whatever.
I used to Kira used to tell stories about herself that were me, and I'd be like, "Man, that wasn't you." She'd go, "Oh,
really?"
Oh. It's like, dude, that wasn't you. And she'd try and tell you a joke, and she couldn't remember the joke. She'd get halfway through, and no.
And this is why Jess doesn't drink in the daytimes now.
No.
But no, I was impressed. Like so I met Jessamine. How do we clarify the other Jess?
Finlayson. Just call us by surname.
You can call me Jessamine. I don't care. It's my name.
Finlayson.
I'm gonna have this.
So I met Jess through. She had seen me drum with my other band. I think maybe once.
Yeah, a couple of times. I'd met you.
We'd actually met before and had shots at the bar. But they needed a drummer, and through Jazz, who came on tour with us, our mutual friend, that kind of introduction came about. But yeah, I only met these, like the other two, for 3 weeks before I left to go travelling, and then we met up again in
3
England
months later. She was with us for 3 weeks. Learned the set, did one gig, and bailed to America.
Yeah, and then I went and then met up with them.
Later.
I was impressed.
In your other band?
No, this was just travelling. Yeah,
because we didn't have a drummer.
You could have lied.
We had a
I was in something.
No, if you ever Google search my other band, you would never find him with that.
Yeah,
shit.
underground.
Yeah, man, he's underground. Totally, man.
Okay, yeah. So you're a good drummer.
Yeah,
you think?
I think.
Yeah.
Fucking great.
Yeah. Drummers.
Hi, Dad.
You'd
agree. You'd agree.
I have to give
when
her
you're in a band with a good drummer.
For the fact that when we met her, she had never done a proper tour, a full tour. And I was like, your first tour is going to be Europe with us.
Buckle up, sunshine.
Jesus, mate, you got balls, kahunas, seriously. And to be only there for 3 weeks and then gone and not see anybody for 3 months and then meet up over there.
This is why she vomited every day.
Yeah. It takes a lot of guts.
I was on a spiritual journey
before
before I met them in London, and then actually when they left, I went sober for my rest of my travelling because my body just couldn't handle it. Just shut down.
Jess,
In a blaze of
Jessamine, you would have. Hopefully, you can answer this for me because I only did a few support gigs with some big bands, you know, and did a few little tours here and there. But you did a million more.
Yeah.
Right. I read something when it was an old article, and someone said, if all these bands would always stay at the same sort of hotels. It was like in this like good 8 or 5 year period where all the bands, Baby Animals, or I don't know, who am I thinking of? All these same bands would stay in the same hotels, often the same room, and they'd unscrew the photo. There's always like a daggy painting on the wall, and they were always Phillips head screwdrivered in.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, well, it was common to take
the
the tech would unscrew the thing out and just draw all over them. So apparently, in lots of rooms, if you see a picture that you can take off, always take it off and see what's written behind it.
I don't think we ever.
Wow.
No, you didn't hear that one?
We participated in a lot of stealing.
Yeah.
And breaking, but not ever dismantling, painting. We were never that cunning.
Or sober enough to handle a Phillips head.
It would never occur to me to spend that much time trying to do something. It would be trying to get out of there as quickly as possible.
She was trying to steal the ironing board in the hallway.
Dong, dong, dong.
What about dudes? They constantly crack onto you.
Yeah, let's talk about dudes.
Well, that was my experience. That was my experience of touring with Nitocris. Were like, I didn't even understand it until I saw it myself. Like, wow.
Oh, yous girls are pretty good for chicks.
Yeah, well, me myself, when I see, no matter what it is, if I see a chick that loves doing something, no matter what it is, anything, I instantly go, that's so hot.
Especially if it's like blowjobs or something, you know?
Well, especially. She's a bit Asian too.
Hi, Rexy's parents.
Hi, Mum.
You know what I mean? It's rare. What am I trying to say? It could be karate or anything.
No, it's totally hot to see someone passionate. Seeing them in their realm. Yeah.
For dudes to see another woman going like, wow.
Yeah.
You know, and I saw it with Nitocris. Like, these chicks just play it so well.
Passionate woman changing
We get approached by a lot of people, but I think for the most part they're too scared to do anything.
Definitely.
Really.
You're intimidated.
I'm oblivious to it. I don't know if someone's cracking onto me.
At the Katoomba gig, someone followed me to the toilet. A dude followed me into the toilet.
There's an opportunity
in there.
Opportunity for you.
No, fuck no.
And
Then another dude tried to sit between my legs and I was out. I was sober as well. So I had to drive back and I was like, I fucking don't have
You do get it a lot
No.
more. Like, not to say the other side of the spectrum would, you know, of course, girls go up to guy musicians and maybe do inappropriate things, whatever. But you do get sleazy guy. But I just don't give a shit. I'll talk to them and be polite, and as soon as they're a little bit sleazy, I just see mate, and I don't have any problems with it. And or a lot of the time, I don't even have a shirt on when I drum, so I get a lot of sleazy dudes that are like, "Oh, you're amazing," and I'm like shaking, trying to frantically find my shirt to put it back on.
Shake more.
Yeah, like that shit. I'm like, thanks,
Can
buddy.
I smell
And you
your
know what?
shirt?
I'll talk to them so long as I get a free beer, and as soon as that beer's in my hand, I'm out.
Yeah.
Oh,
Milk
no,
it.
you just told everyone your trick.
Yeah, buy me a beer. I don't give a shit.
Yeah, right.
She'll take her shirt off.
All right. But it is pretty, I'll put it this way. This is Ellen Briggs, comedian, right?
Yeah.
And I saw her, she had a podcast with her, right? I saw her do a performance in front of this whole pub. And when she got off stage, I was the MC for some reason for that night, right? She got off the stage, I was like, I was in love with her for a start. Again, she was doing something. She was great at it. And I was like instantly a groupie, like, oh my gosh, she's so hot.
But
no one could.
I don't think there's anything wrong with
but
that.
as a dude.
We all do it. We all admire people.
Yeah, but as dudes, it's really hard to go and talk to you now. You know, it's like we're intimidated. It's like this intimidation. So I would imagine everyone's going, yeah. But at the same time, I can't talk to them.
Yeah.
I can't.
No, we get it.
What am I going to say to you guys? You know,
People don't seem to have a problem coming up to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, neither.
No, I get harassed.
Telling me
I get
too much
harassed in
information.
general. Not
Yeah,
even by
I just-
sleazy. I get hassled by
Look, you do
This
band attracts some crazy people.
But I don't
serious
necessarily
freak
think it's
magnet.
either a gendered thing. Like, you do get women that will come up and be a little too much in your face and
I think
personal.
women
and
are a bit loonier than the
touchy-feely and-
guys.
I was
for
about
sure.
to say, I don't have too much trouble from the blokes, but there's some crazy lesbians.
Yeah.
in the band.
Yeah.
Out of control.
Yeah.
And now that we've got
I think people will
Facebook.
always respond weirdly to anybody who plays loud music on stage. I don't think there's any escaping it. Really, I've been doing it since I was 14, and it's a freak magnet. It really is. That kind of music is the whole point of it, is to be kind of drawn to something that's a bit out of control. And the people who do it, like, I'm not saying that you should accept being harassed, but really you're kind of asking for it. You know, like, if you don't want people to come up to you and hassle you, don't play in a rock band. So you know,
But isn't it
I've
weird?
had people fucking try to drag me. I used to wear 2.5
Well, it means you're doing
kilo
something right if
shoes
you're getting them
because people used to try and run off with me.
I had a man lick my toes while I was on stage.
That's hot.
Oh, it was not hot.
They're now married.
with nylon, she had a nylon
Hang on,
stockings
you're
on
a
though.
barefoot bass player.
No,
No,
she had
I was
nylon
wearing-
stockings on.
I was
so-
wearing open-toed shoes, and he came
Oh,
in
really?
and
I
he
thought you had
drooled
stockings
in
on.
between my toes, and I kicked him in the face.
Wow, that's still hot.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Not hot. It
You're not helping.
my
Yeah,
toes
right.
squelched for the next 3 songs.
Yeah.
Was that at one of our gigs?
No,
it wasn't
it
our
wasn't.
gig.
No.
No,
You know,
I would remember that.
Don't you think there's something funny? Because I understand. I'm sure you guys understand it. When you're playing, you fit into. All of a sudden, you've got that like, this is the way. But as soon as you get off stage, you kind of go back to being a bit. So
mellow.
By the time I get off stage, I'm drunk.
What
so
people see of you, what people see of you is like this. You pull in guitar shapes. And then when you get off stage, you feel like,
you're going to have a persona on stage no matter what you do. Like, you have to. How are you going to do it? Like,
but
you have to work yourself up to
I
some
enjoy when
degree,
people come and talk to me.
I
don't care if they're a little bit crazy. Like, rule of thumb for me is know when to stop talking to them and don't accept their friend request on Facebook.
Do not.
And just, like, whatever, you know. It's nice, you know, if they take it, as I said, I've never had anyone take it too far. I've never had a guy, like, touch me or grope me or anything. Like, he said some sleazy things like, oh, why is your shirt back on? And I'm like, well, because I don't want to take my shirt. Like, you know, I think it's kind of cool when
I find everyone fine. It's just them showing their appreciation or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, you can tell when someone's gone too far.
Yeah.
Like, you know. I
like people coming up afterwards all like riled up and happy.
Rexy always tries to add me on Facebook after the gig.
Think people
it's so
are worse
awkward.
on Facebook now than they are to your face.
Yeah, because they can be behind.
Like, I've had some weird shit with Facebook. My blocked list is about 150 people. Wow. Because they will do things to you on there that they would never have the balls to do to your face. Yeah. Like they're hiding behind words. Yeah. So you're not there. It's easy to get away with it. And then you meet some people and they're nothing like what they seem.
Actually, that is true. I won't say his name, but the gig that we played in Newcastle, someone turned up that for a while we were all like, oh, it's a bit weird. And I never accepted his friend request. And then after the gig I did because he was so nice.
Yeah. Well, it's just, it's a weird way of communicating with people. Some people are better to your face. Some people are not. Do you know what I mean? So
and things always get
easy
misconstrued.
It's really easy to take things the wrong way.
But if they're in your face being super creepy at a gig, well, you take it how it is, and they're being super creepy.
I think generally we
give as good as I get.
When we played in Germany, we did have one dude who was fucking crazy. We had this mad old German dude in a town called Gießen. And we got there and he was just nuts and he was coming up to me and Rexy. He tried to snatch the cigarettes out of our hand and he was like, and we're like, no, we don't speak.
He's talking crazy old German man.
And he didn't care. And he followed every one of the band members around and he was just, and he came up to me and started talking crazy. So I acted even crazier than him. And he just went,
yes, she acted like a crazy
woman. You're fucking with the wrong person.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, he was
I picked up the pill packet and started.
But he was just crazy in general. He was just
What I got into when I first moved to Surfers Paradise was like you could spot the Euro. Like, did you see any weird Europeans with their little travel socks and socks and sandals and?
They're the tourists, so I think those. Yeah, I don't know.
I got right into it. Like, wow, look at him. He must be some Czechoslovakia. I was like,
so great.
Just like.
We did see a guy with in Austria because of Oktoberfest. Remember? Because it was Oktoberfest. At one point,
yes,
when we were travelling around, we saw a few people in their traditional.
Jess wouldn't let me go to Oktoberfest. I wanted to bail the tour and
I didn't trust her to go to Oktoberfest.
I said I'd be back by 6.
Yeah, I'm like, sure, that's right. Yeah, 6 next year, 2006.
Yeah.
All right.
I've got to go to
So, I know. Well, it's been an hour.
Has it?
It's been an hour and 10.
Oh.
So
it's been a pleasurable hour.
It's been great.
Lara just arrives with more beers
to put on the table. We still have the capacity to talk monumental amounts of shit, don't we?
Oh, yeah. I don't want to stop.
You and I having very long conversations.
I don't even need to stop.
We stayed with Pia over there.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Who?
This is how I know Drew.
Did you say?
Drew Pia.
Oh, I swear to God, I thought you said Pia.
Pia was our sound girl and that's tour manager, and
through.
she got you to come work with us as well. So that's how we know each other. Through
okay,
Pia.
And she's doing right?
Yeah, she's good.
Okay.
Yeah.
She's amazing.
Great.
That was the first night we stayed in the Rexy's laughing so bad. Hi, Pia, if you're listening.
No, I think it's
Yeah, you know her. So that was the first night of us all meeting in England, and
she looked after us.
I don't
stay in a house, and she
it was amazing.
Took care of us, and
cool.
You know,
you need those people.
Yeah.
If you were to do another tour straight away, have you got like? You're still talking to people?
Oh, fuck yeah. I talk to people a lot.
Yeah.
But, like, from the first tour with the other bands, I knew some of them, and they I stayed friends with them in the 2-year break, but they, to be honest, they loved these guys as well. Like, I stayed friends with them, none of the others did, but everybody who saw it was like,
pretty
wow,
lovable.
this is so different